What's up? What's up? What's up? Today is Thursday. So you already know what time it is. We are live with Lightning that goes down every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And tonight is Thursday, and the time is 8 o'clock. And if you've been paying attention, on the third Thursday of every month, we will have the panel discussion. So we have the beautiful Elise with the message online with us.
Hey.
And JB Rhythm is in the building and on the airwaves, you know what I'm saying? And King may tap in, but King is a part of the panel as well. But yeah, we here, and I think we're gonna get our energy up. So you got a message for us, Elise, to kick everything off before we get into our discussion?
Wow.
You got I'll put you on the spot.
Right.
So maybe you'll give us a message. You'll give us a message mid-show. Okay. So tonight we are talking about being in the friend zone.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Like, from a woman's perspective, I know, like, when I meet a guy or whatever and be around him for a minute, I know if I want to talk to him or if I don't want to talk to him. So I can immediately be like, okay, we just gonna be cool, right? So, but on the other hand, a guy can do something to get friends on. He can do something I don't like. He can have a lot of drama going on.
Let's talk about that. Name some things that a guy could do that you would immediately put him in the friend zone.
Baby mama drama. It's drama, period. A lot of women, drama. I don't like melodrama. Like, I don't want to be involved in, like, oh, that's my man. No, none of that. Like, he can be friends on, and then once he get there, he can't get out. Now, the guy that was friends on from the beginning, he might be able to work his way out. But the dude that I like that came with the drama or came with somebody I didn't like, and he friends on, we good. I'm done.
And you put him in the friend zone, he can't come back.
Can't come back.
No chance, huh?
No chance. No chance.
Okay.
From the male perspective, Jamal, what would you say would put a woman in the friend zone?
See, now this is, I am a man with a plethora of experiences for sure. Deep, broad, and wide. But this is one that is absolutely new to me. I have never put any woman in the friend zone, as I understand this concept as well. But I perceive I have been put in the friend zone many a time without actually being notified, as Elise says she would do. She would let them know right away, I like you, we can do this or that, but we're not going to do this or that. You can never be this or that. That is an amazing, awesome courtesy that you give that I don't think I have ever experienced.
That's interesting.
So what happened? So how do you know you're in the friend zone then? What happened?
I believe it's just a perception after investing so much time and energy in courting, because I'm a courter. I'm not, I don't ever, enter or go on a date or engage with somebody expecting that, hey, this first encounter, even the second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth, seventh, not even like that, I'm going to get into a sexual situation. We'll at least have kissed by this time. That doesn't really have to happen for me. I'm not that kind of guy. But I do believe that there's a certain vibe or you get at a point after you've invested so much time, and for us men, or me particularly, money and energy, because again, I'm a courter, I'm a traditional courter, that you say, you know what, I got the feeling that this investment is not going to pay off.
Okay, I get it.
That's interesting. Well, I would say my take, and I guess I'm going to come from the perspective of getting into the friend zone, like what's taking you to the friend zone. So I would say, like, if on the date, like you're at the first date, you are just like you said, drama, that would definitely immediately push you in the friend zone if I'm witnessing drama, our first encounter, or if you are speaking too much on love and like the rest of our lives together from this first moment,
Oh,
I'd be
oh.
like,
And exactly how many times have you encountered that?
this is the first time. No, I really have. I've encountered that where, and I think in times where somebody maybe has been watching me longer than I've known that they've been interested in me, or they've been watching me perform or whatever. So they built up this crush, and then finally get the opportunity, and I'm open because I never knew they were interested in that way. And then they finally present with a date or something, and then I go on the date, and they're fine. It's like they're at Grand Slam, they're like, I'm on the date. I'm with her. Like, I don't know what happens. And then they're just like, can you still have kids? And you want, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, like,
yeah.
friend zone.
Coming on too strong is definitely a red flag.
And I would think that men would put, more women in the friend zone if a woman is coming across initially, that's all she's talking about, of wanting to be in this long-term committed relationship. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, what your goals are, that, because we should date with purpose, you know what I'm saying? Like Jamal, like you date with intention, you date with the hope for, you're not just wasting your time on friends with benefits. Like, that ain't what you're looking for. You are actually dating with a purpose, you know what I'm saying, to possibly grow and let that evolve into whatever the potential is, so I guess it's a different mindset. So I think more men in today's era, if you have more women that are immediately talking about, I don't know how, like, there are some instances, like, you go on a date and she's immediately like, I don't know how I'm pay this car note. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you would like, okay. And it's not, men don't mind helping women or somebody that they're interested in, but men don't want to feel used either, unless that's what we're establishing. Like if this is just a transactional relationship, we about to bang and I gave you my rate. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different vibe. You know what I'm saying? But versus, trying to manipulate or mislead and say, and then ease that in, like, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to lose my car, like, well, how did it become my problem?
Right.
Also, I thought it was very interesting. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to see the video clips that I shared. There was one in particular where they were just friends. I guess they were going on a casual date or whatever, but the video showed them walking on the sidewalk. And, the traditional men walk on the outside, so the woman's on the inside. And she was like, so you're not going to walk on the opposite side of me to protect me? He was like, we just friends, you know what I'm saying? And then they went to the liquor store and she put all this stuff up there on the counter and she was like, yeah, $34. And he was like, I'm buying my gum. We just friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I thought that was, pretty interesting. Like, sometimes women may say, you just might not, we just friends, but they want the expectation.
They want a boyfriend courting.
Right. They want the benefits of as if they were in a relationship, I guess.
So when you think about like that kind of concept, again, from the video stuff and what you just said, how frequently have you observed and or heard about in any conversation that a woman has a friend that's a male and she is the one that is, I'm not even going to say paying for whatever they do, but I'm going to say going half on excursions and outings and such?
I've heard
it
that.
Happens.
I have a lot of male friends. Like,
it happens.
Yeah. And not just going half, just paying for everything because they want to be with them so bad. Like, no matter what this man has said or put out there, they want to be with them. So they paying for everything, trying to show this man, like, initially court this man. Like you said, you like to court women. So it's women out there like that. But I feel like if a man does that and lets a woman do all that, and he knows he really doesn't want to take her seriously, that's kind of messed up. Like that ain't anything to do for a woman or a man. So I can see men falling back from a woman if I done took her on like 3 dates or 4 dates or whatever, and I'm paying for things and dating you, and you ain't never, I asked you to come over my house, you won't come. I asked you to, come over your house, I can't come. Some women wait a little bit longer for that until they're comfortable. But on the other hand, it's like a man will start looking like, dang, am I, are we gonna get to that point, or are we gonna have some kind of other relationship? If it's not romantic at all, she's not kissing you, she's not hugging you. Like, why would a man keep pursuing that? Because there's definitely a friend thing, or I just want to go have fun, or I just want to go out to eat, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I've ever. Okay, I haven't seen it with any frequency where, when we have these. If I have a male friend that we going wherever with, 9 out of 10 times, we're both each paying our own way. Not to say that when we're at the bar that, hey, I'm putting this round on my tab, and he's gonna say, yeah, I'm putting that round on my tab. Or, at the end of it, it's like, hey, how much is that? Oh, 120? Okay, here's 60, and breaking it up like that. I think it gets to be unfair, and I think you've said the same thing, that when the person that has put the other person in the friend zone is still expecting non-friend zone type of benefits.
Yeah,
and I'm talking traditional, type stuff. Now, that's when it gets unfair to me. And I want to kind of correct something that you said earlier, Lightning, and when you said that, men don't want to be used. Actually, men that have a good, mature grasp on how things work or have worked in the world since time began, we understand that we're going to be used. It's when we get to be abused, and I think
I can roll with you on that. I can definitely roll with you on that. Yeah,
that's abusive. If you know that, if you know
men
you're not
overall
going to
want
be
to
a girlfriend,
feel needed. They want to feel needed. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true.
If they can come to your rescue, if they feel like you need them, then yes, that is very important to the man.
Sure, it does feed the psyche of a traditional mature man. I know, some of the younger ones will say, I don't care about that, bro. I don't do, bro. What need me? Well, she better get it done herself, bro. Oh my God. A completely different mindset. So I can only speak from one perspective, but abuse is where it becomes unfair. And I would say it would go, that's either way, at least if I've already said to a woman, somehow I've said, hey, I'm not really interested in a romantic type of relationship with you, but you are good to talk to, and I enjoy your company, and I am single. So, I have room or latitude at least to share a meal with you and not eat alone, but I'm not getting ready to let you pay for everything every time that we decide to engage together. That's abusive.
Yeah. So JB, Vine has a question for you. He said, so when you get it to that point where you like it's going nowhere, do you tell or do you put her in the friend zone? Have you ever, you said you didn't put anybody in a friend zone before, but there's never been a woman that turned you off to the point where you're like, I'm good, like we can just be cool.
Well, no. Nothing that has, again, started with my inviting or initiating some type of courtship. Have I got to the point where I've said that. Now I will confess that what I have noticed that I've done a time or two, what I have done, I noticed a time or two, for whatever reason, I may really like this particular person, but I really see that, there may not be as much potential for both of us staying in a healthy, committed relationship going forward. And as I reflect on some situations, what I have done, as opposed to put the person in the friend zone, I have just become unavailable. And I think y'all call that ghosting people.
Ghosting.
That is ghosting,
Okay.
yes.
Yes,
So
ghosting. And that's horrible. This is
yeah,
not,
this is my confession.
These are my good.
I don't, it's not good. It's not good. I know, but I have reflected and I have done that. I've done that a few times. I really have.
you know why
I know
y'all
that's
should,
me call myself protecting the person's feelings if I perceive they have more interest in me than me, but you know, it wasn't right. Any of the 1, 2, 3, 4 times I've done it, it was absolutely not right. But I question, would you rather be ghosted or put into the friend zone without announcement?
like, to me,
Real quick before you respond, Elise, for you guys just tuning in, you are live with Lightning, and it goes down every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And tonight we are talking about being in the friend zone. So thank you for tuning in. I'm going to get to your comments right after Elise with the message. Go ahead.
okay. Like, to me, I'm so, I don't know, I don't want to use a bad word for it, but like, I move on fast because I don't play with anybody. So to me, I'm gonna get the hint before you even say something or you even try to ghost me, because like, you gonna be trying to ghost me, and I don't even really call people anyway. I let them call me if we're court. I'm just old fashioned like that. I know it ain't right.
Yeah.
Like, I got some ways about me that ain't right, but to me, like, you stop calling me, I'll be like, oh, okay. But for some people or some women, if you ghost them, that leaves things open. Oh, maybe something happened to him, or maybe this is going on. Maybe he still wants to talk to me. Some people will continue to call you and reach out to you to try to find out what happened. And does that happen to you when you ghost people? Right.
Yeah.
Yes, and so I again, my confession is that I've done it a couple of times, 1, 2, 3, 4-ish times, where I've done this ghost move or been unavailable suddenly for any kind of interaction on a romantic level, and I dare say that it may have taken a while, and I think for at least one person, it may have taken 2, 3 years before there was able a conversation. We ran into each other, and the conversation was, you know what, I thought we was doing okay, and then all of a sudden you disappeared. What happened? And I've, you know, at that point had to apologize and give my explanation, my answer. And again, I am not justifying it. I think that that's absolutely an immature way of handling it. But as I reflect back on some things, you know, I'm very good at being at addressing some things directly. And I have learned in romantic situations to definitely be foot forward as much as the situation allows. But I dare say, as I reflect on it, there was a time that I just would have rather avoid any kind of drama or potential drama by just saying, you know, I'm just not going to be available.
Yeah, that's cool. At least you gave an answer, you know, I mean, so, but the ghosting initially, you know what I mean? But
I know. Bad boy.
Another form of ghosting is I just block people. Like, you know, you can't call me. Like, well, you should get the hint. Like, if you call me and you block, I don't want to talk to you. Like, right. That's how I feel. And I know that's probably not all the way right either, but I'll just block you if I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Okay, so Deb commented and said when they trying to pursue a woman and she say she is in a rut, dating ain't what she focused on, some will still want to pursue and help that woman because they're trying to get out of the friend zone. They want to show the potential of what they can do, you know. For
a man can get out of the friend zone if he was there originally. Like, yeah, that's what I started out with. Yeah, like you can work your way out. But if you were in the friend zone and we were cool, dating, romantic, and you did something, you can do whatever you want to do. It's not gonna happen.
Deb also commented and said maybe she don't like kissing a lot, so we must have mentioned kissing. When
I was talking about she's not being romantic, so it's other times besides kissing she's not, you know, trying to hold her. You try to hold her hand, she don't want to hold your hand. You try to
Yeah,
hug her, she kind of giving you the church hug. Like it's different.
yeah.
It's
Don't
just
give
not
me the church
a
hug.
kid.
Pam chimed in. This is my girl. She crazy. She said he can chew where he's got to go.
Oh,
So if he
mhm.
chew funny, Pam is not messing with him at all. At
Mm.
all. She is immediately in the friend zone. Dev said men have a lot of women that is in a friend zone. And maybe a lot of these women don't even know that they're in the friend zone.
Yeah, that's the player. That's their definition. Like, this is my friend. She my friend. That's my friend. They got a million friends. Like, and they don't know it. Like, they could be trying to pursue this man romantically. Women do it too. And
Yeah,
that's just
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's my friend.
And she came right behind. So what you said is called being led on. Erica says she loves transparency. It's not horrible, it's being respectful. Very true.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's the same thing. So now that we've talked about getting in the friend zone, and if you're just chiming in, you are live with Lighted, and again, it goes down every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But on the third Thursday of the month, we have the panel that includes the lovely Elise with the message and JB Rhythm and King, but he's not with us tonight. So tune in every Thursday, but especially on the third Thursday of the month to get all this love and all this energy. So we've talked about getting in the friend zone. Let's talk about getting out of the friend zone. So what if you start off and you're in the friend zone? Like you are well aware that, so we just meet and I tell you, hey, I'm not interested in nothing long term. I'm not looking for commitment. I'm just enjoying what we got going on right now. But you want more. So how do you get out of the friend zone?
Me, personally, I'm not even gonna try to get out the friend zone. Like if I want you and you saying, you telling me, because we need to hear people when they speak the first
True.
time,
Bam,
right?
that part.
So I hear you when you say I'm not looking for nothing, I don't want nothing. If I know I want something else, then hey, like that's what it is. We friends. But like a man can do different things, and I'm gonna let JB speak on that. Like it could be somebody I'm not really ready for a relationship, and I meet somebody and they nice and they could grow on me. They could start doing stuff, and we can start spending time.
Right. And then your feelings
And-
change, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, again, I can only speak from the one perspective. I've discovered that I was in this so-called friend zone. And at that point, each of the times that I'm thinking of, I definitely have had a straightforward conversation. I've initiated that conversation and getting that answer that, you know, you're a great guy, but you're not really the type of guy that I'm looking for. And we can be friends, but there'll never be anything more than that. I dare say, looking back, that each one of those times I've just excused myself from that so-called friend zone, the majority of the time. And there may have been, I'm thinking maybe of two that while I let that impasse come in, I did, you know, having run into each other in the future, you know, you catch up and you do maybe do some friendly things and you make some friendly calls and stuff. And there, a real friendship actually developed. But there's definitely been an impasse of time that happened in that regard. And so, yeah, I don't know how somebody that I put in the friend zone gets, I don't know how they would get out of the friend zone. Like I hear you say they could grow on you, they can do stuff. Okay, you know, and I don't know. Because I've also been accused of being a little naive when it comes to women. I miss a lot of signals. Like, you know, like I was a young minister at this church at one point. I ran the sound room and, you know, it was a door, it was upstairs in the balcony and away from everything. I mean, I thought the ladies were bringing me sweet potato pies and German chocolate cakes were just being nice because they knew I was a divorcee and, you know, I no longer had anybody cooking me sweets. I just thought they were being nice sisters and, you know, catering to my sweet tooth every once in a while. I really, truly had no idea until, you know, sometime later, as I was recanting this story, with my pastor and his wife, who was like, yeah, that woman came in our office crying about you many a time, talking about she don't know why you ain't got the message yet.
Oh my
They was shooting
goodness.
our shot with them cakes and them pies.
I just look, I eat a little cake, I take the rest to work, and that's it for me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Now,
Oh,
I don't know who asked about kissing, because I think I said something about kissing too, because there's if you're in, I believe that if you're in a courtship, if you're trying to get to, you know, cultivate a relationship, kissing will come up sooner or later for sure. I mean, it won't be like Elise said, the hugging, the certain kind of hug, the feel, the extension of a hug. You know, maybe it starts off as a little churchy and a little quick, but, you know, sooner or later, if you're feeling that person, there's a vibe and there's any kind of chance of anything romantic developing, yeah, it's going to be extended a bit. The peck on the cheek becomes a kiss on the lips, and then eventually something more. And yeah, beware of the something more, because the kiss can reel you right on in sometimes. You know, I think I wrote a poem about it one time.
you remember it? You remember it?
beware of the kiss. You got to beware. But yeah, I think I think a lot of people, for them, that's kind of like the demarcation line of friends to full-fledged romantic relationship, or lovers even. Yeah.
We got a comment. Vaughn chimed in and says you have to pay a monthly fee to get out the friend zone.
Oh.
It does not necessarily have to be financially though, man. You can pay that monthly fee with your time, doing different stuff, making my life easier. People can do that and get out the friend zone. Say you going through something and you got somebody that you in friend zone, the guy, whatever, but he's a nice guy. And he starts being there every time you need something. It's like, oh dang, I don't have this, I need this from the store. Here you go, this from the store. I can get it, I can do it. Or dang, you know, my grass really need to be cut. He started cutting your grass. And then as this person comes around more, and you have more interaction with this person, then you be like, oh, well, they want something. You kind of like, well, maybe I do like him. Like, maybe he is a little cute, you know, stuff like that. Right.
That is so my life story. That was my first marriage. That was my first marriage, because I was so adamant, and I've told this story a couple of times. I was so adamant about not wanting to be in a relationship. When I first met him, you know, and he was like ready for a relationship. First time I met him, and I was like, no, like, and I hit him with the Jason's Lyric little stuff. You know, I was like, hey, if we meet each other again, like, promise I'll give you my phone number. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm on the east side, I'm at the Broadway. I ain't never see this cat no more ever. You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks later, I'm at St. Louis Nights in St. Louis. And who walks up to me? Marcus Postman. Walks up, like, hey, remember me? You know, you told me if I met you again, I would get your phone number. And I was like, okay. So we had a great vibe, great energy that night. We left the club, went to breakfast, ended up at my place. Even after all that, I was like, one night stand, cool, good. He was in a friend zone. Brother would not leave. He just like you just started saying, he just started demonstrating, you know. And I even called my mother. I was like, Mom, met this guy. We left the club, or he came to my house, and you know, and now he's like, he won't go. He's doing this, he's doing that, doing that. And it's like over time, I started looking at him a whole lot differently. I was like, well, he's a man. Like, he's a good man. Like, you know what I'm saying? provider. He's this, he's that. Like,
Yeah.
okay, all right. And then before you know it, I'm married 15 years.
I remember that night. We was at Illusion when you met him. I remember that night.
Yes.
That's so
He
crazy.
remembers it well. He remembers what you had on. He definitely remembers what I had on. We talk about it all the time. He was like, you had that black checkerboard skirt. Yeah, so I put him in the friend zone, but he had put it in his mind because he had even said that when we first met. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna be my wife," and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're totally tripping. I am twerk queen right now. I am not I am not wife material at all. You know what I'm saying? That is not what I'm like, But he was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be my wife," and I was like, "Yeah, okay." And there I was, 15 years. Deb commented and said, "That's securing your peace. I'm guilty for ghosting." So she's in agreement with you for ghosting. I mean, some people, I guess, do it for their peace, like Deb just said, and you said. I'm more direct, like, I just flat out, like, I ain't gonna ghost you. I ain't gonna not answer the call no more. I'm gonna simply tell you, we don't vibe, your energy off, lose my number, or whatever, if that's how I feel, versus just dipping off.
But that we don't vibe, your energy off. That sometimes that don't work. Like you have to. That's why I do the block. That's for sure. Like you might call from another number, but I'm gonna block that number too. I'm just saying, like.
Well, I mean, I definitely understand that, because if you're trying to communicate like an adult and they're not respecting that and they turn into stalker-ish, then I understand the block. But just for you to have the conversation with yourself, you know what, I don't like him, and then they're reaching out and you're not saying, I no longer want to communicate. Like, you never initiate that. I'm just not interested. You don't have to go into full detail. I'm no longer interested in having the I'm no longer interested in you calling me, like, and then they don't respect that, then I understand. You know what I'm saying? But to not have the initial adult conversation and just go somebody. But again, that's to each his own. If like Deb said, that's securing her peace. Because once she closed the chapter, she out.
Right.
Yeah, I think that. Go ahead, Elise.
No, I was just saying I agree. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lightning, you're a great communicator. Elise, you are a great communicator. And I certainly have got the directness out of the conversations with you all, not just today. I'm just talking about all our conversations. I don't think that a lot of us walking around today calling ourselves adults have that skill. And I'm not going to say a lot, but I'm saying there's a fair share of people that they think they're being direct and they're not.
Right.
They're not. And I know, the age-old book, women are from Venus, men are from Mars, and they talked about our different communication styles. And, women go all the way around the world to try to say one thing, and men usually go directly. But I think some of us have challenges too, saying exactly what we want. And then sometimes it's just message to receiver. Sometimes people are just in a place where they're so intent on responding that they don't hear that you just said, look, it's been fun, but I no longer want you to call me. And they come back with, so we still on for this Saturday?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's why I went to the block, because of stuff like that, because I'm sweet. I'm like, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Like, I'm not that person that's just gonna be like, nah, I don't like you, just leave me alone. But I'm like, okay, and I'll phase them out. I'll stop answering your calls and you still persistently calling. Then I might do that because I feel like that's better for me than being confrontational with somebody. I don't want that confrontation. Like, I just be like, okay, and it might not be the right thing to do, but I do it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a point. Yeah, I think you should be direct first, because nothing hurts more than finding out after a time that somebody wasn't honest with you about a particular thing. So let truth lead you. And so in that direct conversation, and if you suddenly get the vibe that they are not hearing me, and you've said it, you've written it, You sent them the sad song already, the end of the road. And they're not getting it. Okay, yeah, I guess the block would be the ghost or the block might be the next methodology. I mean, and now
And
I would say not
saying
to go
that
for it. Yeah.
there are various ways to communicate, and like everybody is not good at communication. Everybody cannot express themselves fully because you're too concerned about hurting somebody's feelings, or or I don't want this or that, versus just being direct. And I was just always taught you could call somebody a shit ass in the most professional way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Go away.
just be it, and you say what you mean, but say it with tact, So I guess I've just been, that's just so in me. So I will speak my mind and just use as much tact as possible, but I'd rather shed that honesty and know that I was truthful and transparent and honest. And I'm sorry if it hurt your feelings or whatever, but at the end, as we reflect, I would hope when you heal and get better or get no longer upset with me, at the end of the hour, you'd be like, well, damn, she kept it real. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to hear what she had to say, but I didn't lead you on either, on a manipulation thing or trying to use you or anything, Another thing I think is very interesting, and now thanks, Erica, for the stars. Real quick, I want to shout that out. So everybody else tuned in, you definitely could send stars. That helps me keep creating this wonderful, amazing content and keeping the show coming. So I definitely appreciate any stars or any love shown ever, just to keep the show going. And if you're just tuning in, you are live with Lightning, and tonight is the panel discussion, and we are talking about being in the friend zone. So I wanted to, dang, what was I saying? Shoot.
Real quick, while you think about what you're saying, I'm not saying I do this to people that I've been dating for a month or two, or we done been on more than 2 or 3 days. This is somebody I'm talking to, and the conversation's going bad, and it's not going, like, this could be somebody that I've just started talking to maybe a week or two. Now, if it's somebody that I done had some time invested with, I'm not just gonna block you and move on. I'm going to talk to you, but just people so weird. Like, in dating is so weird right now. I wish I could tell you all these stories, but sometimes it's just better for me to just block it and move on.
Yeah. Not really ignore. That's what Erica said. Let me scroll back. One way or the other, a man has to pay to get out of the friend zone.
I don't disagree based on, based on my observations. And you know what? And as we were talking about it, I'm thinking about this. Why would a man continue to pursue a woman that has made it or has said, I'm not really interested in you as anything more than a friend? I think, again, we're talking about message to receiver. And I think if we think about some of the situations that we've seen, a lot of times, or sometimes, let me not say a lot of times, sometimes a woman's no is just really translates to a not right now. And we have found, very much like when you think about, I'm sure y'all have seen Love Jones, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So she Nina shot him down 1, 2, 3 times, at the poetry thing, at the record shop. And then he brings that, here we go, Erica. He paid for the CD and brought it to her house. And then she dropped down for the CD. He was persistent. So, I think our experiences are, if at first you don't succeed, try again. That we because a woman sometimes doesn't mean no, a full-fledged no, it's just not right now. So we keep trying, and you said it was a bad time, and so I figured if it wasn't that time, then I keep trying to the next time until that time became the right time. So,
Right.
Now being consistent, persistent And, then also, we kind of touched on this on our other conversation with the panel discussion where we were talking about men liking a challenge, and Elise brought that up, saying that men like a challenge, and you came back was like, no, we don't.
You shot me down.
But in a sense, like, this is like a perfect example of what you referenced with Love Jones. So when he first shot his shot, she shot him down. It became a challenge for him to continue to pursue her, because he had the mindset of, maybe she's not ready yet, but she gonna be, because I'm the one for her. So he continued to pursue. So he was persistent, and his persistence got him to the goal.
Yes, it did. It did.
And she wasn't easy. So she didn't come across like, okay, first thing smoking. Okay, cool. It's us. He pursued her, which basically he accepted the challenge.
Okay, I don't know if I quite use that verbiage, but I guess it would end up being the same thing if you call it a challenge. But she legitimately said, now it's not a good time. No, it's not a good time. Because she was, getting out of a relationship. And we would presume these days she was trying to go through her little trauma healing before she got into another relationship, which is a healthy thing to do. Give yourself some time in between. Don't just get under another man, could get over the other man. So, and his, so his persistence led to him, as you say, bagging the trophy eventually. But yes, let me reiterate, Deborah, Erica, everybody out there in cyberspace, men do not like a challenge. We don't necessarily like a woman that rolls over easy and rolls over easily, but a man that's dating with intention, it does say something about your character if he has to put some effort in. Some kind of effort, investment of something, some kind of energy, time, not necessarily money. I don't think that always gets it, although that can be a qualifier for some women. But yeah, we don't like to be rejected either. So it's kind of a fine line, knowing when you have been directly and emphatically rejected and you're in the friend zone, or okay, I just got to try a little bit harder. Okay, I did make her smile even though she said no, but that smile is kind of perceived as that's amazing. That's amazing.
You take whatever kind of flag you can see. She said no, but I did see her dimple. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. She said no, but she's still around me. Yeah. I had a friend that we were just friends. We met. We were in some kind of I was in some kind of electrician class or something like that. But we met or whatever, and we just remained good friends for the longest. Like, it was maybe more of us than just me and him. It was like 3 more people. But me and him kept in touch. Like, we used to have fun together and all that kind of stuff. And I was oblivious to the fact that this man liked me. Like, we would go do stuff and I guess it was dates, because we would go to the zoo. We would go get ice cream. We would go hang out. We would go do this. And I'm looking at this person like, this is just my friend. He would give me advice on my relationships. Looking back, it wasn't the best advice. But he would do all this stuff. And I'm like, and one day he made this move. And I'm like, what now? Really? You like me? And he was like, yeah, duh. And I was just like really oblivious to the fact that he liked me like that, because he was so smooth with it. And it took him years before he made a move. And I was just like, okay. So I kind of felt like, or were you really my friend all this time? Or were you just advising me because you liked me and you wanted me away from the people? It just felt wrong. It just felt terrible. And it could have been something if he would have been kind of upfront with his feelings, but the way he did it, I was like, nah, I'm good.
Mm.
Okay, we've got a couple more, some few comments that have come in. I am loving this discussion. Erica said, but that's a man thing. They gonna always pursue a woman, give that half. No. Dev said they will try to get you to fold. Perfectly said, challenge. Okay, we ain't gonna say the word challenge no more.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's your word. Like I said, we don't want to chase, even though we are willing to hunt.
So chase was the wrong word.
Yeah, I did like your correction on that. Chase was the wrong word, and I like hunt. You know what I'm saying? So autocorrect. Erica said, men will continue to pursue until they are given a hard no. When you know she for real, they back off and try again.
Right. So what have you done, Lightning, in those situations where you tell a man, hey, I don't like your energy, I don't like your vibe, this ain't gonna work, and they still pursue you or still try to call you, still try to talk to you? How do you handle it?
I mean, I continue, I may be cordial, but I'm definitely letting them know that we're just friends. You know what I'm saying? No matter how, I won't do certain things because I know they can't take my friendship, because I don't want something to come off giving them the wrong signal, you know. So I wouldn't be able, if I felt that strongly about an individual, that there was no connection, that I wasn't interested in them in that way, but I know that they are interested in me that way. And after me telling them I'm not interested in them in that way, and they continue, then I would definitely, if they call like, hey, you want to meet me at the cigar bar? No. You know, interested in going to the movies? No. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be interested in doing any kind of activity with them. The conversation may just be a phone conversation and or text communication, but I'm definitely not going to be in public or go get ice cream with them, because I don't want the perception, like I don't want to ever come across like I'm misleading. Like, you said that, but you wanted to go to Real Lobster and eat with me. You know, like, no.
Right.
No, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I did not. You know what I'm saying? So that I think I tend to be very stern on, you know, what I feel or what I say. So if it's that, then that's that. Like, I'm sticking to that. You know, I don't really see a change in that. And if you keep pursuing and you keep trying to take it further, then I'm gonna put you in the creep zone at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're scary, you're stalkish. You know what I'm saying? I can understand being attracted to somebody and expressing that how you feel about that person, but then if the person comes back and they're honest with you and agree that they don't mutually feel that way about you, you know, then you have to respect that and move on. You know, but if you're not mature enough to move on, then we got a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What we turned into, it becomes a stalker, and then it's creepy and it's scary. You know what I'm saying? And in this day and age, I guess you got to be super careful. So I can understand you, Deb, and you know, with the ghosting, because it's like you just cut them off and then hope you'll never see them no more. You know what I'm saying? Versus, you know, trying to let them off easy and thinking that they will understand, because I mean, people are killing people these days over the stupidest thing. And it could simply be because I didn't respond to your inbox. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and all of a sudden you see me at a show and you got a gun in my head. Yeah, I've been trying to take you out for coffee and you ain't never inboxed me back. What? You know? Like, but it's like people are just that sick now, you know?
I hate the inbox. Like, I hate the inbox part, to where it's the person that you never responded to, and they're just steady in your inbox. Like, hey, hey, do they know how crazy they look? Hey, you having a whole conversation.
Okay, I get it now. I get what you're saying. Like, they keep you never respond to the. I thought you were saying like you don't like getting the DM. Like, I like when conversations start in the DM.
I'm talking about,
but I get what you're saying. You never respond, and they just continuously, hey,
what you doing?
What's up? What's up, queen? What's up, goddess?
You be like, do you realize you're talking to yourself? Like, what are you doing?
What do we call that? What do we call the cyberspace friend zone?
Disciple. Oh, okay, that's what
Looking
that
more
is.
red.
Now I know. Mhm. So, I mean,
Uh,
with that in mind, like, Elise, I was thinking about that last situation that you recanted about the guy that was your friend for years. You know, there's been this off and on school of thought that's been shared that men and women can not be platonic friends in the first place. That, for men, it's just men are your friends, um, waiting closely in the wings for you to fall weak enough one day for them to finally cross the line and sleep with you. And likewise, I've heard the other way that women keep some men in the friend zone because it's like an emergency penis to them that under the right circumstances, when they are, mad at their boyfriend or ex, they want to get over him. Well, they got Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, or Mike on the side that they can go ahead and cross the line with um, during that particular time. What do you all think about, those type of schools of thought with the,
So
platonic friendship thing?
I have male friends, and I hope they're not thinking like that. I have a couple, just not a lot, just a couple, and I would hope they're not thinking. They had said some flirty stuff before, was just playing. Like I took it as playing.
So
But
yeah, you did, didn't you?
yeah,
That's not how they meant it. That's like,
I just said
let me
one of
just
them
try
had to
that.
know.
Let me just. I ain't never said nothing crossed the line, but today I'm gonna say, girl, ooh, your boobs are looking kind of perky today. Now, depending on how much you giggle or your response lets me know whether or not
Yeah,
it's time for me
it
to
tells them
go
how far
over.
they can go, right?
yeah.
But like I have one that we are strictly friends. We met and we were going to date, but I found out he was dating one of my close friends. He dated her before, like not my close friends, my family member. And I was like, nah, we can't. We just cut it out, but we get along so good. We are just cool. Like we don't hang out. We don't go places together, but we do talk on the phone. If he having some issues or whatever with somebody, we'll talk about it. If I'm having some issues, we'll talk about it. It's like that. But we don't, I stopped the hanging out and all that kind of stuff because just a female and a male hanging around each other that even went into that situation like that, right? That you were gonna talk at first, that's not a good situation to put yourself in. Like if you want to keep somebody as your friend. As far as emergency, break the glass just in case penis, like I don't keep friends around for that. Like I just have to do bad by myself, like I don't be like, oh, I'm gonna just keep him around just in case. Nah, I don't do not at this age. Now maybe when I was younger I could have, but not at this age.
Well, if you need assistance,
Right.
you can
Lightman's
go
Toy
and
Box.
visit Lightman's Toy Box. I have all the toys that you need. That is www.lightnings with an S toybox.com. So definitely check that out for all your battery operated friend zone boyfriends.
Well, all right.
Absolutely. So wait a minute. So to answer your question, yes, I do. I have several platonic friends. Some friends we may have been intimate with in the past and realized that it wasn't a relationship. It didn't have potential for that, but we still had a great bond. And once we established that that's what we were, just friends, then all acts of intimacy cut off. But I do have friends that in the past maybe we have been intimate before, but are no longer. But I don't have a roster of dicks on demand. I gotta get my life together.
I am so surprised.
I mean, I need a call log.
All
Dick on
those
demand?
all them secret crushes in your DM.
I ain't got them on speed dial though.
Okay.
I ain't got them on speed dial.
Okay.
Let's see. Deb says she has plenty of platonic male friends. So you were saying that men and women cannot be friends? Yes, that we know that they can be, but the
Yeah,
perception is that nowadays men and women cannot be just platonic friendships. You know what I'm saying? Me and Jamal are platonic friendships. You know what I'm saying? So, but it definitely does exist. You know what I'm saying? And we've been friends for a long, 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 long time. Um, that's only your perception of friends of the opposite sex. If you feel that way, you know, that people can't be friends, because you definitely can be. And that definitely is their people with their own insecurities. Facts.
yeah, I think you can. And
People
I've
always
had a
making
couple of,
assumptions, you know.
right. I had a couple of men tell me that men can't be friends with women that are attractive, or men can't be friends with women that look nice. Like, and I don't think that's true. Like, I just
Yeah,
think it's all about the person's mindset, like what they on for real. You mature and you know, like we just friends, and that's just it. You're not gonna be looking at me like, oh, I want to kiss her, or I wonder what it's like. You know, none of that. Like that's not gonna happen. But a lot of men feel like they don't want their wives, their girlfriends to have any male
they
friends.
do. And vice
Yeah.
versa. You have a lot of women
Yeah.
that are just like, oh, I know y'all been friends, you know, like, but can't be her friend no more, you know, and it's like,
Yeah.
we've been friends for 30 years, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was
Right.
introduced to you as a friend. I could see if you're trying to keep me a secret, or you're deleting my messages when you send them, you know, then that gives reason to think something extra is going on. But if, I mean, I've had plenty of my male friends that have introduced me to their girlfriends, and then the girlfriend became the fiance. Like, she's met me, you know. I mean, I have friends, the same situation, where we had been intimate, but we're still like solid good friends. And every woman that he encounters, he tells them, hey, this woman right here is my friend. She's not going anywhere. She's not going to cause any drama in our relationship. But if you hear me talk about her, if you see conversation, just know that's my friend. And you can gladly meet her, none of that. So there's no hidden secrets. You know, there's no, everything is transparent. So I think that is very, very important. And Erica says, I call, that's a friend with benefits, and that's understood in the beginning. So yeah, that's another topic. So yeah,
that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
even talking about that. I'm just talking about the ones that are on the side.
Yeah. We're gonna
that,
talk
you know,
about friends with benefits.
Yeah, and
That's
that's a whole
gonna
other
be
subject. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole you gotta tune back in for that one, Erica. That's we
Mhm.
ain't got time today. We ain't got time today. But that's a whole show, friends with benefits. And Erica says, I call bullshit on that. My relationship with my male friends have stood stronger than my relationship with some of my female friends. True.
Mhm.
Very true. Because in some women relationships, you know, women are catty, they get jealous, they're insecure, certain things, and you know, it's just like we ain't got time. Anybody, get somebody else to do it. We ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, my bestest friend, we've been friends for over 20 years, and we have never once had an argument. You know what I'm saying? We've had conflicts, and we just be like, okay, I felt like that, you feel like that, but we resolve it. But we've never had like, lose my number, you blocked, fuck you, like never. You know what I'm saying? So, and it is never gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but definitely there are definitely strong male bonds and male, but it's all about being honest and being truthful. Like that's
I mean,
a fact.
It's been my personal observation that it really does run the gambit. I mean, I have seen, you know, some people cross the line that have been friends for a while. I've heard of some people men that I know that, you know, they have this they hang out with these group of girls, and they're all supposed to be best friends, and he slept with half of the six. And there were friends, and it just happened. Yeah, we got drunk at the, you know, Cinco de Mayo that one night, and we did, yeah. I mean, I've heard it happen, but I agree with you, ladies, that, you know, there's a certain mindset that needs to be present. There's a maturity, and hopefully we all have that perception to know whether or not that person is a genuine friend, from the others, from whether it's any sex, but definitely from the other sex, and they're going to be just a friend, or whether they have the potential to cause trouble down the line. But I do disagree with the part about if you come together in a committed relationship, particularly a marriage with somebody, and you've got female friends or you have male friends, no matter how long you've had them, something about that dynamic has to change out of respect for the relationship that you're entering into.
I mean, the dynamic will change, but the bond will not. So I would never want to be in a situation where, like for instance, like a good male friend of mine, when he got married, it wasn't like I was going to make or break their marriage. If his wife didn't like me, then he wasn't going to marry her or anything like that. But just like Deb made the comment, I've had this situation literally. She said she's got male homeboys, male friends, where the wives will call her when the homeboy is fucking up, and so I can get on them, and they have a bond like that. It's just like a family. So I have experienced that where some of my male friends, their wives have called me like, okay, I've only been married to this nigga 10 years, but you done known him 25. Like, so this is what he did, but and I'll be like, yeah, he kind of do that. You know what I'm saying? He be doing that, like, but again, it's a family, that's a different dynamic. So every situation is going to be different. You know what I'm saying? Some women will accept the other woman as a friend. Some men are even cool that his wife has male friends. I think as long as there's no secrets and you can openly introduce this person and you guys can go out on outings, he's got his date, you and your guy or whatever. That way it's well known. Look, we are really friends. Like it's almost a brother-sister bond without the blood. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where it's really good friends. So
it's almost going somewhere else, but that brings me to a question. Is it okay for your significant other to go out alone with that person?
I would say yes. I say yes. I mean, but again, everybody's different. Some people may not be that comfortable. I'm secure. I don't have that. I'm not insecure. So I'm a firm believer that you cannot stop grown people from doing what grown people want to do. So if that were the plan, that's gonna happen whether I know they went out or not. You know what I'm saying? So if my husband were to say, hey, I'm going out with Patricia, I'd be like, cool, I know who Patricia is. I'm not gonna be like, how long are you gonna be with Patricia? What you and Patricia doing? Well, how long y'all? What's that? Go have fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sweat it like that. But again, that's a different level of security, and everybody don't have the right mindset. You know what I'm saying?
I am going to argue all day long that it's about insecurity as opposed to security. Again, that would be, I'm not saying you have to get rid of your friend, but I do think that might be a dynamic that I'm talking about needs to change, that the two of you all still having y'all regular Wednesday night thing, where it's just the two of you all. Just to me, it's out of respect for the relationship that you have and for the person. And one thing that, if I haven't said it before, I got to say it now because this is crucial. No matter how much that means to you, that relationship means to you, if your husband, and this is just me from a mature male perspective, if your husband says, I would like that dynamic to change, you're going to have to choose whether or not you're going to remain in a relationship peacefully and in a healthy relationship with your husband for the sake of that friend. And I think if your friend is really your friend, then you all will be willing to make that adjustment, no matter how unreasonable you think it may be, coming from the perspective of, again, a mature man. The one thing I definitely want in the person that I choose as my queen is I have primary access to her. And you would call it jealousy or insecurity if you want to. I just call it respect. It's a difference. I don't want my woman to be accessible to other people in the manner that I am accessible to her. And to me, quiet, intimate time or one-on-one dinner dates, those are things that should be reserved for us. And I'm out.
But that's your right.
That's your opinion. I respect that. I respect that.
Everybody's relationship is gonna be different, you know, like
Yeah.
are willing to accept and not to accept or deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So we will close out the night. We are at the end of the show. This has been a wonderful, wonderful conversation. I look forward to our next topic or next month. I totally appreciate you guys joining and being the panel. You have anything you want to share with us, Elise and or J Rhythm?
Really quick, you asked me to say something, I'm gonna say something really quick. Live your life for you and your happiness. Don't put anybody else before you put yourself. And don't do anything that you would normally do or don't want to do just to please somebody. That's all I have to say.
Do I have a minute, a whole minute, or
Go.
less?
Go.
Your lips, your kiss, your kisses. If the infamous they know so much, how come they never told me that I'd fall for you the first time I tasted your lips, your kiss, your kisses? They never mentioned that your lips would be softer than 10,000 count Egyptian cotton. Your kiss would taste sweeter than a dreamsicle drenched in high fructose corn syrup. Or your kisses would have me calling, texting, posting, tweeting, and emailing all my family and friends espousing the joy I found therein. I mean, it's got me believing I'm addicted to your lips, your kiss, your kisses. I wish that they had warned me that the sight of your lips would have me moistening mine in anticipation of sharing the lubrication with your lips. That your kiss would entice me to speak of my emotions in a nonverbal manner that oftentimes left you as breathless as I was speechless. And couldn't they have warned me that your kisses would simultaneously satisfy my very soul and at the same time leave me feeling empty and suffering withdrawal symptoms like a ex-smoker without a patch, a fiend without a hit, or a full-figured woman with neither a smoked turkey leg or some Spanx. I mean, it's got me believing I'm addicted to your lips, your kiss, your kisses. I'm JB Rhythm. See y'all next time.
Okay. Okay, snap my fingers. Okay.
So thank you so much for tuning in for Live with Lightning. And again, it goes down every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget, you can always email me if you don't want to post your comment in the live comments. And that email is livewithlightning@gmail.com. If you ever have a subject that you want to hear us discuss or hear me talk about on one Thursday, don't hesitate to email me. Definitely check out lightningstoybox.com. Thank you, Erica, for sending stars, and anybody else that wants to send anything, you can send it to my Cash App or you can send stars while we're live. But I do truly appreciate each and every one of your comments. And thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. Be safe, peace and love.
Bye.